Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, the one and only hosting Cruz, bringing you another exciting edition of boxing. Don't forget to hit and to like, subscribe to my channel. It's always greatly appreciated. Stay tuned. Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, hosting Cruz, and Juanmita Lopez has defeated Luis Morales, fellow Puerto Rican fighter fighting out of Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, who came with a record of 4 wins, 1 loss, 2 knockouts, 26 years old, young, as well. But of course, the favorite is Juanmita Lopez, Juanma, the son of former 2-time world champion, tremendous, great fighter in Juanma Lopez, who gave Puerto Rico a lot of glory and was a tremendous, exciting puncher who brought action to the ring. So his son, who came into the fight 2-0 with 2 KOs. Well, with 3-0, 2 KOs. Now he's 4-0, 2 knockouts. And what a 4th pro fight for the young Juanmita Lopez, the young Puerto Rican sensation, 19 years old, former Olympian. He won clearly, but there was a bit of turbulence in that fight, man. Juanmita had to go through a lot of crap in the fight, man. This guy here, Luis Morales, was a pretty wild fighter, if you ask me. I mean, yes, he went in there. He knew how to throw his punches here and there at times, but a lot of times, he was in and out. He was using his head where both fighters, Luis Morales and Juanmita Lopez, collided heads a couple times, where a cut was opened. There was a clash of heads there from one of those headbutts, and Juanmita got a cut on his right eyelid. When both guys came in together, they separated. Blood started to drip down in a line from Juanmita. And I'm like, oh gosh. And on top of that, this guy is swinging away like a madman, in and out, moving his head side to side, trying to catch Juanma off guard. And his honestly, it was not an easy fight. The first couple of rounds, I scored the fight 4-2 for Juanmita, 4 rounds out of 2 for Juanmita. The first couple of rounds, I gave it to Luis Morales because Luis Morales, he was being effective with his crazy ass style, man. In and out, side to side, moving his head. Like, while he's moving his head, he's like, Juanmita, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Here I come. Swinging away, looping overhand rights, and a lot of times throughout the fight, Juanmita was getting caught on the chin because he's stepping back in a straight line. You can't do that, especially against a fighter like Luis Morales, who's coming in very unorthodox and unpredictable, swinging away like Ricardo Mayorga, and just wild shots. And Juanmita he's getting caught off guard. He doesn't know what to do with this wild offense. But he was able to catch Luis Morales in the exchanges as he come in, and he was able to land a right hook right on the chin of Morales. And finally, after all that crazy offense, he was able to drop Luis Morales. And I was telling myself, man, the minute Juanmita catches this guy clean, it's done. Because anytime Juanmita would catch him here and there, partially, he would stop Luis Morales, and Luis Morales will stumble. All Juanmita needs to do is catch this guy clean, and he gets dropped or he gets really hurt. And when he caught him, he got dropped with a right hook, and then it was a straight left down. He goes right on his butt, and of course the fight went to decision. But it was not an easy fight for Juanmita. Juanmita won it clearly, but it was not an easy fight. Juanmita had to go through that awkward style, dealing with wild punches, headbutts, had to experience a cut for the first time in his career. So it was not an easy fight. But Juanmita got the job done clearly on the scorecards. But the fight was not easy. Like I said, I gave the first couple of rounds to Luis Morales, and then Juanmita swept the rest. But it was not an easy task, man. Juanmita got touched up pretty good on the chin. He got headbutted multiple times. Got a cut. Yeah, it was a bit of a street fight in there, and Juanmita was trying to use his boxing skills, trying to counter, try to make it into what it is, a boxing match, not a street fight. And yeah, Juanmita got the job done, ladies and gentlemen, on to bigger and better things, of course. He's a potential. I think he's going to be a world champion like his father. Of course, it's still a bit early to tell, but so far so good. He did what he had to do against this wild man in Luis Morales. And the crazy thing about this fight is that it was after the main event. I was looking forward to it right before Najee Lopez stepped in there and clocked and rocked and stopped Kelvin Anderson in a tremendous performance. Won in by TKO, now 15-0, 12 KOs. Juanmita came after Najee Lopez. I was told that Juanmita is going to come after the main event. I'm like, what? Man, I felt Juanmita should have been part of the live telecast, the main card. But I guess they thought it was special to put Juanmita after the main card, after the card itself, and just put the whole spotlight on him. But I guess it turned out pretty well. Most of the crowd, I think, a lot of the crowd, some of the crowd left, but a good bit stayed. Because I was telling myself, why would they put Juanmita after the card? Like, everyone's gonna get up out of there and leave, but like, didn't happen. There was a good bit of people there still waiting, and I guess they knew and they got the memo that Juanmita is gonna come on after Najee Lopez. So Juanmita Lopez still undefeated, winner by unanimous decision. Had to overcome headbutts, cuts, but and a wild offense, but he got the job done. Miracle Boy Boxing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host and Cruz. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. It is always a pleasure to talk to you about boxing. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.